Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to Aussie Fish Keeping. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over 6 reasons I think you should have dither fish in your aquarium. So dither fish are super useful. There's obviously a variety of different types of fish that you can use as dithers, and all of them are great for certain things. But without spoiling it too much, if you don't know what a dither fish is, I've actually done a video on what they are a little while ago. But for the most part, it's not going to be the centerpiece fish in your aquarium. So you'll have a centerpiece fish obviously, and then you'll add dither fish for a variety of reasons. And depending on what you want those dither fish to do, that obviously depends on what sort of dither fish you get, if that makes sense. But yeah, I guess without any further ado, let's just jump straight into today's video. So as for the first benefit that dither fish actually have on your aquarium is they can actually reduce stress. So one of the things having active dither fish can do is actually sort of simulate a fish's natural environment. So what I mean by this is dither fish actually provide a sense of activity and motion in your aquarium, which can make timid or shy fish feel a lot safer. So I mean, if you think about it, in the wild, in like these natural streams and ecosystems, no fish are really going to be alone, and a lot of the time there'll be other species of fish around them. In particular, timid or shy fish really do use dither fish as, I guess, sort of bait. And if the dither fish are freely swimming around and nice and active, it generally means that there's no predators in the water. Although if the dither fish are hiding, or maybe they're not as active, it could mean that there's something up. So having very bold, active dither fish can really help bring out your shy, timid fish in your aquarium. And on top of that, they can also add some sort of a calming presence in your aquarium. So timid species that are easily startled actually benefit from the calm and constant motion of dither fish. So what I mean by this is basically if you have some sort of dither fish that isn't scared when you walk past the tank or put your hand in your tank, then the smaller, more shy, timid fish will see this, and they'll also sort of not be as scared the next time you do it. And this really helps if you're adding new fish to your aquarium. So if you already have dither fish in there that have already sort of established their territory and feel safe, and you add new fish in there, the new fish will see these dithers, they'll see they're nice and active, and they won't really be scared of anything in the aquarium. Although if you add a shy fish into your tank without any dither fish, then they will most of the time just hide until you add some other fish in there. But yeah, with that being said, reducing stress is definitely one benefit that comes with adding dithers in your aquarium. Moving on to the second benefit on our list, they actually encourage natural behaviors. So in particular, one of the greatest things dither fish can be used for is to increase the social interaction in your aquarium. So similar to, like I said before, in the wild, if there's species of fish that like to shoal or school and you add them to your aquarium without any dither fish, they're most likely not going to display their natural behaviors as much as they would if there were dither fish in there. And these are sort of behaviors like obviously schooling, shoaling, foraging, and even territorial displays. And I mean, this point sort of links to the first point, and most of the points on this list do, just because the fish are going to feel a lot safer, which means they will be a lot more inclined to putting on those more brighter colors or do more natural behaviors. So this really helps in particular with colorful fish, so things like rams, apistos, all sorts of those bottom-dwelling dwarf cichlids are definitely fish that you need dither fish with. But yeah, with that being said, encouraging more natural behaviors is definitely benefit number 2 of adding dither fish into your aquarium. Moving on to the next benefit on our list, we have helping with feeding. So this is a super beneficial thing just because your dither fish are obviously going to be a lot more reactive to food. So as soon as you put food in your aquarium, your dither fish will go after it. And that will actually encourage the more hesitant species or more shy species to actually go for food as well. Not only is that because they don't really want to miss out on any food, but it also makes them feel a lot safer eating in larger numbers. And the reason for that is because if there were to be a predator, obviously there's a lot more other fish for the predator to choose before them. And another way these guys can actually help with feeding is because when you do put the food in the water, as it sinks down, these guys will dart around eating up all little bits of food, and that'll actually disperse the food a lot more throughout your aquarium. So that will get to a lot more different fish. And it basically just means that there's a nice even distribution of food throughout your aquarium. But yeah, with that being said, help with feeding is another great benefit that comes with adding dither fish. Moving on to the next benefit on our list, we have minimizing aggression. So this is actually one of the reasons I like to use dither fish so much. Dither fish can actually sort of act as a distraction for more aggressive or territorial fish. So instead of focusing their aggression on other fish, the active movement of the dither fish can actually draw attention away from those fish and to them. And that sort of means if you have a really shy fish in your aquarium and a really aggressive fish, it just helps the shy fish sort of catch a break, just because the dither fish will be once again drawing the attention of the more territorial or aggressive fish. Not only can they do that, but they can actually also like even out the aggression. So if you add plenty of dither fish in your aquarium, there's a really low chance that one fish in particular is going to be picked on. And that's just because there's obviously a lot more fish, which means if there is a super territorial fish in there, there's a lot more fish for them to be aggressive to, and they're not just going to sort of pick out one and just hammer them. But yeah, with that being said, minimizing aggression is another great benefit that comes with keeping dither fish in your aquarium. So moving on to the next benefit on our list, it's that they actually stimulate breeding. So there's actually a few ways these guys do stimulate breeding. Number one, they can actually encourage pair bonding. So many species of fish, especially cichlids and things like that, will only breed when they feel secure in the environment. And the presence of dither fish actually makes the tank feel more natural, encouraging pairs to form and engage in breeding behaviors. And I guess this one also sort of links to the second point, that they do promote more natural behaviors in your aquarium. So another great thing that these guys can be used for when it comes to breeding is trying to take the aggression off a particular individual fish in that pair. So what I mean by this is sometimes if you have a male and female, or maybe you have like a trio of fish, 2 females, 1 male, the male will obviously all the time want to be breeding, whereas the female can only breed a certain number of times. And they do also have to obviously lay the eggs and raise the fry. So if you have a male in there constantly trying to breed with the female and female's not ready to breed, the dither fish can once again sort of take the attention off the female, and the male will just be more aggressive towards them. But yeah, with that being said, another great benefit that comes with these guys is they can actually help with breeding your aquarium fish. And then moving on to the final benefit on our list, this one really does depend on what sort of fish you get, but they can actually help clean your aquarium. So if you're using dither fish like catfish, such as bristlenose, Otocinclus, or Corydoras, they will obviously clean your aquarium. So they'll eat leftover food, the bristlenose will eat algae, and they'll also stir up any detritus on the bottom of your aquarium as well. On top of that, if you have other fast moving aquarium fish, obviously they're going to be constantly pushing the water around when they swim, and that can actually help kick up any detritus and get that sucked into your filter as well, which can make your aquarium seem a lot cleaner than it actually is. But yeah, with that being said, helping clean your aquarium is another great benefit that can come with keeping the correct dither fish. So that is actually going to bring us to the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope this video helps a few of you guys out. If you did enjoy today's video and you haven't done so already, please make sure to go down and subscribe, and while you're down there, smash the like button and comment your thoughts on today's video. I always love going down there and reading them all, and I try to reply back to as many comments as I can. Also, if you haven't done so already, make sure to go check out my website, aussiefishkeeping.com. I've got all sorts of rare guppies. I've got some swordtails, bristlenose, danios, all sorts of aquarium fish, botanicals, and aquarium products up there. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in that next video.